back with another chapter of Expecting Unexpected by Arcade Vulpix and Corona Pack. We are currently on chapter 81, and if you want to follow on, which I highly recommend you do, chapter link will be in the description below as always. So let's get started. Chapter 81 Meeting. Ruby moaned and leaned her head against the door to Syria. You know I love you, but I really don't want to be back until tonight. She groaned. She was sure the glass vibrated slightly under her hand. It was probably in sympathy. Ruby had just barely sat down her bed in preparation of a good, solid marathon of sleep when her phone went off with a message from the manager demanding an emergency staff meeting. No reason why, really. There wasn't a reason to make her come back when she just wanted to sleep. You could take this emergency meeting and shove it where the sun don't shine. She grumbled before forcing her tired body to push the door open and walk inside. The originals were on stage, recharging in preparation for the day. The toys were probably doing the same. Lucky. Night guard rubbed at her eyes and slowly made her way to the staff room, completely missing the pitying and sad looks the few employees in the room were giving her. Well, sleep, she muttered to herself as she sank into the nearest chair. Absently, her mind noticed the fact that Goldie was watching, but probably anything new. She usually watched the staff meetings. She wondered how Hebe could tell when she was around. What did it feel like? When Goldie was around, it just felt like she was being watched without any malice. When the brats were around, it was cold along with the watch feeling. What did Hebe feel with her new ghost abilities? How annoyed would the mechanic get when she called them that around her? Note to self, get Ghostbusters theme song on TV phone. Ruby smirked to herself at the thought, unknowingly freaking out a few employees who were watching her. Eventually, everyone was there, and the manager stood at the front of the room with a serious expression. That expression faltered slightly when his eyes passed over where Ruby sat, glaring. The man was evil, interfering with her sleeping time like this. She didn't have time to grab coffee on the way out. She rubbed her temples as she felt a sleep deprivation headache coming on. She was admittedly barely listening to the man as he greeted everyone, and when she decided to start listening, she had no clue what he was talking about. While it may be tragic, remember that per your contractual obligations, you are not allowed to speak to the police about the company without the company's lawyers present. He was saying to a group of mostly upset people. Rory stared at him, puzzled. He was definitely avoiding looking at her now. Why? He did that when she thought she'd get mad. Just continue on with business and decline to talk to anyone about the incident, especially reporters. Huh? Incident? What was he blabbing about now? She glanced around, seeing upset, anger, and sad expressions on the faces of everyone around her. Jerry looked downright depressed, while Henry looked both curious and smug. Olivia, one of the day guards, who stuck around despite being nervous around the boss, and Ruby was near tears, wringing her hands in her lap while she bit her lip. What the teeth could see of Daniel's face between the scarves was blank, very out of character from a normally friendly man. Izzy, the manager's assistant, her girl's awful job, wasn't even hiding the tears that were trailing down her cheeks while she covered her mouth with her hands to stifle her sobs. That part-time cook who always seemed to trigger her leftover traps, Margot, was slumped at his feet, staring unseeingly at his hands. That was concerning. He was practically always smiling. Andrew, the newest day guard, was staring at the manager in confusion, dawning horror. The head chef, Frank, was just staring at the ceiling with a tired expression. Liv, one of the players who she actually liked since he never complained about her messes, was sitting with his head in his hand. Actually, all the cleaners seemed the worst off. Jess was sitting next to him with a grim expression, hands clenched tightly in her lap. Marion sat in front of them, um, head bent as many emotions flashed across his face. Harrison, the unofficial head cleaner, was simply staring eagerly at the manager. Those were just the people that Ruby could name off the top of her head. The rest she either didn't know or didn't like. Henry was an exception, and she really didn't like him. What the hell was going on? They were all acting like someone died. putting out the ad for the post of mechanic in a few days, so hopefully that position won't be empty for too long. The manager finished up with a nervous smile, anxiously turning to look at Ruby. Everyone else followed his gaze when they saw that he abruptly gone pale. Ruby looked absolutely murderous. Are you actually that stupid? The night guard teased, grabbing the chair in front of her, which made that poor employee nervous. You got me up for this? She got a few shocked and angry looks for that, but kept going. You idiot! Her voice was rising, but she was too angry to care. He just tried to cover up his death in front of her. He should have known better. Well, since he's not dead, I guess we need a body to be all sad and serious about, so you'll have to do. She launched herself at the door before anyone could understand what she meant. The manager yelped and scrambled for the doors, and night guard followed. Yelling curses that would probably earn her a skelling for the box soon. Shouldn't care. He shouldn't have even bothered to check on Edie. He just assumed that she was dead, and he was already jumping onto the hide all the evidence train. I'm gonna kill you! She screamed. She had probably should have probably caught the man and done quite some damage before calming down. The Fox didn't catch her as she exited the door after the manager. Whoa, lass. What's the problem? He asked in his turn, keeping an arm locked around her waist and lifting her off the floor. Let me go! He deserves it! I haven't heard you scare like that in a while. Bonnie popped up beside them while Freddie stood behind the manager, not letting him leave until they found out why Ruby was so angry. Chica was glaring at Ruby disapprovingly while the toys all made their way to see what was going on. The employees edged their way out of the staff room, equally confused and concerned. Fox ignored the worried glances they were sending at Ruby. He knew they were worried that it was her, but that's the last thing he knew. Winningly, at least. That that moron! That idiot! That Microsoft speck of shit for brains stopped me from sleeping so he could have a meeting over how to cover Petey's supposed death. She was still struggling in Foxy's grip as he and all the other bots went still. I say we let her at him. Puppet's voice broke the silence that fell. Agreed. Hetty was glaring at the manager along with Toby and Cheese. Mangle was growling. The idiot didn't check? Foxy asked in disbelief. Bonnie rubbed his face as he groaned. Idiot. Singer switched to glaring at the manager, and when no one was looking, Baby snuck up and kicked the man in the shin. I owe that beautiful bowling ball car battery to that, Ruby muttered as she still struggled to get free. Freddie sighed and looked at Bonnie. Pass me her phone. Wait. Frank broke in as Bonnie pulled Ruby's phone from her jacket pocket. Are you saying that he's alive? But we saw Liam swallowed. All that blood. Ruby was once again the center of attention, but she was too keen on strangling the manager to explain anything. Freddie dialed the number and put it on speaker when it was answered. Jeremy, are you still at the hospital? He asked, pulling the attention back to him. Yeah. Why? Put your sister on the phone. There was a pause, and then Tease's voice came from the phone. Freddie? Something wrong? She was probably thinking that this had to do with Frank. She still sounded tired, but was definitely alive. The manager called a staff meeting because he thought you were dead, Freddie explained bluntly. Foxy is barely holding Ruby back from killing him because she didn't get to go to sleep, and he was trying to cover up your death. Want me to let her go? Foxy offered, making the manager whimper in terror. It was quiet for a moment before a dry, humorless laugh cracked through the phone. I'm tempted, he said calmly. However, I do still need someone to write my paycheck. She sounded disappointed, but evidently amused. She's alive? Jerry whispered, generally shocked as he stared at the phone. His words seemed echoed by most of the other staff. Oh, on speaker? No, I'm haunting the Ruby's cell phone. Of course I'm alive. What happened? Jess shakily answered. She closed her eyes and looked pained, remembering all that blood she had to sleep. The night shifts were all quiet, letting me decide what to say. I was attacked by a serial killer, Petey said, oddly calm. She didn't have the energy to think of a reasonable lie that wouldn't put suspicion on any of the boss. Then a complete truth would have to be. What? Olivia squeaked. A serial killer broke in? At least that's what she assumed happened. Poor uninformed employees. I'm fine, everyone. Manager, I'm just in the hospital for a while, missing a lung. You what? Teddy said, while Toby's optics widened in alarm. He left out that part before. They didn't know very much about necessary human organs, but they were both pretty sure they needed lungs. She looked confused while Mangles continued to stare at the manager with an eerie, unblinking glare and slight flash of teeth. Henry scowled. Which of them did it? He said, staring at the box. He was either very brave or very stupid, mixing a large dose of obnoxiousness. A new one? He figured. The timing of the crime scene matched up too much. He knew these new bots were a bad idea. Even the old bots were a bad idea. None of them, he growled. Ruby, don't kill the manager or Henry. I don't have the patience to go to court over you. I'd get away with it, Ruby growled, glare making Henry wilt. I've said it before. My lawyer is very good. No healing will work with last. Foxy maintained his grip because he knew she was easy enough to attack someone still. I'll just beat them up a little. Her voice was edging more on a whine now. No, Foxy said again. You're supposed to be the responsible night guard, Freddie reasoned, and she just pouted at him. He immediately snorted at that, the puff of air making the phone spike was static for a moment. Whoever said that? Oh, manager, I expect my sick leave pay. Now, surely you didn't already remove me from the payroll, did you? She said with the absolute fakest innocence. She sounded a tiny bit like Ruby. It was disturbing. The manager was standing in front of Freddie, a shaking and stuttering mess as he stared at the phone, all colored drained. The man took a little bit of pity on him. How could you be getting a raise? He said, and the manager was instantly agreeing. Meanwhile, Ruby had gone forward and Foxy followed towards herself. Are you falling asleep? He asked her in amusement. Maybe, she muttered. No one is letting you beat up the manager. I'm sure you're getting a raise too. Still prefer beating him up. The comical night guard. How would he? Whoever said that? Someone sent her home before she went to school. Phoebe spoke up. Ruby just groaned. Actually, maybe she should skip. She's out cold. Bonnie suddenly announced, and Foxy shifted Ruby so he could pick her up properly. Geez, she must have been more tired than we thought. Foxy and Freddie both glared at the manager with their stop overworking her looks. I'm about to pass out too, Phoebe said, her angry, conserved voice quickly replaced with exhaustion. Harrison gestured to the phone. Phoebe, he said, his softer voice carrying easily. He found his chair at the front office. That's where I left it. Sorry about the mess. The manager told us to get rid of it, Harrison said, noting Mangle's kiss and puppet sneer as the box's piercing eyes hardened on the already terrified manager. I can still salvage it if you want. We haven't taken it to a dump site yet. No, Puppet said before he could say anything. The manager spring-trapped sitting in it like a thick stone coming to mind. He just confused the others with his tone. He heard his stress and listened to his tone of voice, even if she didn't know why he was upset. It was my spare anyway, she said. The company can pay for my replacement. Don't worry about it, Harrison. Thanks, anyway. He nodded, not realizing who he could see him do so, and the other cleaners looked relieved. Frank suggested clean every speck of blood from it. More evidence was leaving his memory than covering up the crime. Even so, they were happy never to see it again. Marin huffed aside, also relieved despite him being on the floor duty with Harrison that terrible morning. Foxy glanced down at the sleeping night guard with a solemn expression. I'm taking her to the break room. No one is waking her up. He glared at the employees. Detectiveness in his stance was both confused and scared the employees. Take care of yourself, Phoebe, Teddy begged before Freddie could hang up. The concern on the employees' faces was hard to miss. The employees were starting to wonder what they missed with the girls only worked the night shift. The bots were very different when interacting with them. Thanks for clearing that up. Okay, Freddie directed at the phone before ending the call and putting the phone back in Ruby's jacket pocket. Foxy walked out to settle Ruby down to sleep on the couch. The others all went back to their places, leaving the traumatized manager surrounded by a group of employees who were gradually realizing how pissed off they were with him. And that's the end of chapter 81. I mean, I forgot some original characters people have made. So that were new employees. So let me just go through them. So Olivia was made by War Husky 2000. This is in case you're not following along with the chapter, or but you really should have. But yeah. And then Samuel was made by Robotic Freeze. I say made, they belong to them. Izzy was Izzy acted. Well, technically it's XX Izzy acted XX. And then Bright Wizard 21 made Marco. Andrew is Jerry Worker 553. Frank is Archer Legacy. Jesse Subtlecat. For the Z 27. William is Isabella Scott. Miriam belongs to an unnamed guest, and Harrison belongs to someone you don't know. So, yeah. So that's just from the author note at the end. But I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, leave a like on this video and go leave a review. Show the author some love. It's a little shorter chapter, but that's okay. It's nice to have a short chapter for once. Every other chapter has been like 30 minutes, I think. So 30, 20 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed. Like, go leave a review. No comments. Don't want any comments. I want you to show the author some love. You don't need an account. It just means the author can't respond. So go. Before you do so, be sure to subscribe. Upload new reviews every Friday and Saturday. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the next chapter of Meeting of the Mind.